Maria was only 19 when her father made the decision. The debts had piled too high, the land nearly lost, and the only offer came from Ethan, a quiet, poor farmer twice her age. Her heart trembled as the wedding day approached. She barely knew him. Rumors whispered that he was cold, emotionless, a man buried in the dirt of his fields. The ceremony was simple, no music, no laughter, just vows spoken between two strangers. As the sun sank behind the hills, Maria sat in the small wooden house that would now be hers. She looked at her torn wedding dress and the rough bed in the corner and whispered to herself. Greater than, so this is my life now. But that night, when Ethan entered, he didn't touch her or speak harshly. Instead, he placed a small blanket over her shoulders and quietly said, "You're safe here. You don't owe me anything." Maria stared at him, confused. Was this pity, or something else? Days passed, and Ethan barely spoke. He worked before sunrise and returned after dark, leaving food on the table, warm, but untouched by words. Maria expected cruelty, control, or indifference, but instead, she found gentleness. When she cut her hand while washing clothes, Ethan was there instantly, wrapping it with his own handkerchief. Greater than, you should be careful, he murmured, eyes down. For the first time, she saw it, the quiet sadness in his face. That night, she found an old picture hidden in a drawer, a woman and a baby. The next morning, she asked softly, "Was she your wife?" He froze for a moment, then nodded. "She died. The baby too." Maria's chest tightened. Suddenly, his silence made sense. He wasn't cruel, he was broken. One evening, Maria followed him into the fields. Behind the barn, she found a small garden, rows of flowers blooming among rough soil. "Greater than, you planted these?" she asked. He nodded. "My wife loved them. I couldn't let them die." Maria bent down, touching the petals. "They're beautiful." That night, she couldn't sleep. The image of him kneeling in that garden stayed in her mind. She realized, the poor farmer everyone mocked was a man of deep love. And slowly, she began helping him in the fields. She laughed when rain drenched them both, and for the first time in years, Ethan smiled. It was faint, but it was real. And that smile changed everything inside her. One night, a storm tore through the valley. The roof began to leak, the animals panicked, and lightning split the sky. Ethan ran out to the barn, shouting for Maria to stay inside. But she followed him, barefoot, soaked, terrified. When a beam collapsed, Ethan pushed her away and took the hit himself. Maria screamed, pulling him free. By dawn, she had tended his wounds, refusing to sleep. When he awoke, she was still holding his hand. "Greater than, you could have died for me," she whispered. He smiled weakly. "You're my wife. I protect what I love." Tears blurred her vision. That was the first time he said, "love." Weeks passed, and Ethan healed. But something had changed. Their house no longer felt cold, it was filled with laughter, the smell of bread, and the sound of two hearts learning to trust. On their wedding anniversary, Ethan brought Maria to the garden. Where once only flowers bloomed, now a small swing hung from a tree. "Greater than, you wanted freedom," he said. "So I built this, for the woman who taught me how to live again." Maria smiled through tears. She realized, what shocked everyone wasn't what Ethan didn't do that night. It was what he chose to do. To wait. To love. To heal her heart, before ever claiming it.